Good evening, Internet. Shroom here, and tonight I'm going to play a Modern League. And if you follow Modern at all, you might have heard about this set that was released about a week ago. It's called Modern Horizons 3, and oh my gosh. This set, it seems to me, is going to transform Modern into like a totally different game. I've been keeping up with content creators and trying to keep a little bit of a finger on the pulse of Modern, and it's just crazy with potential. So tonight I'm going to take my first foray into MH3 Modern, just tweaking a deck that I'm familiar with, just to kind of ease myself into it. So let's take a look at the MH3 version of Boros Warleader Sisters. So this deck, I've played a couple of times on the channel, different versions of this deck. It's a very fair Boros midrange deck. It's a Warleader's Call deck. This is a 3-mana, anthem for our team that whenever a creature enters the battlefield under our control, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. I'm coupling this with token generators, cards like Goblin Rabblemaster, cards like Adeline Resplendent Cathar that create tokens every turn in order to trigger the pings over and over and over again. I'm coupling these cards also with a package of Soul Sisters, now including a Soul Brother, I guess, from Modern Horizons 3, Guide of Souls, that whenever a creature ETB is under our control, we gain a life and getting energy. When we attack, we can pay 3 energy. If we do put 2+1/+1 counters and a flying counter on target attacking creature, it becomes an angel in addition to its other types. So it's not strictly speaking better than Soul Warden, because Soul Warden also triggers on opponent's creatures entering the battlefield, but it does give that energy and like the potential to add an extra boost if we do get a few triggers, and the fact that it has 2 toughness, because nowadays WotC is playing around Orchid Bowmasters for us, so the fact that it has 2 toughness means it doesn't die to Orchid Bowmasters, unlike Soul Warden. So I'm going to try it out, and I'm also running 3 of Auriok Champions for a total of 5 sister effects. Auriok Champions incidentally have pro red and pro black, which means pro a lot of decks in Modern, so I've become a big fan of this card. It's a 3 of. Total of 5 sisters to couple with our Warleader's Calls and token effects. And then we've just got a lot of interaction. We've got a ton of burn. We've got our 3 bolts. We've got our 3 lightning helixes. We've got a Boros charm. A couple of planeswalkers. A Chandra TOD. A Wandering Emperor. And another thing that we're coupling with all of our ETB Soul Sisters effects, of course, is Heliod Suncrown, that lets us put a counter on a creature whenever we gain life. So as our Rabblmasters generate tokens, those tokens will trigger life gain from our sisters, and will add counters to our creatures with Heliod. Eventually we'll snowball into like a gigantic board that will just overwhelm our opponent. And of course, since we're playing Heliod, we have a 1 of Walking Ballista, just so that we have the potential for the combo win. It's not really our plan, but it's something that we can just do if the circumstances happen to fall into place. So let's talk about the MH3 aspects of this card now. The one that I'm really most excited about is Phlage, Titan of Fire's Fury. So it's one of the Kroxa and Urro dudes, like we saw from Theros, the second Theros set. It's 3 mana, 1 red, 1 white, and 1. When it ETBs, sack it unless it escaped. When it ETBs, it does a Lightning Helix. It does 3 damage to any target, and we gain 3 life. And like the other giants, you can escape it for 4, 2 blue, 2 red, 2 white, and by exiling 5 other cards from our library. So this is a more Lightning Helixes, which is awesome. I love Lightning Helix, one of my favorite cards ever, and it's repeatable on a 6/6 body that can just keep coming back from our graveyard. So that's awesome. I'm really excited to try out Phlage. I think it's going to be an incredible addition to this deck. Also, MH3 is White Orchid Phantom. I'm kind of scared about lands in Modern Horizons 3 Modern. I think there's going to be a lot of Eldrazi decks that are playing like the Ugin's Labyrinth. They're going to start with like double soul lands. So I want to hedge a little bit in the main board against... I think also Urza's Saga is going to be played a lot more, because there's a lot of really good new artifacts that can be fetched by it, and it plays well into other strategies that MH3 is going to popularize, I think. So I'm playing a 2 of White Orchid Phantom as a 2/2 flying first strike. Already a good body to put counters on with Heliod when we implement our strategy. When an ETB is destroyed to 1 target non-basic land, its controller may search for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. So it does like a like a Ghost Quarter, I guess. But on a 2/2 flying body for 2 mana, flying first strike body for 2 mana. So that's cool. I want to have that bit of land hate in our main board. And then we're trying out a number of MDFCs, including Legion Leadership. These MDFCs seem crazy to me. Not only the fact that there's so many of them, the fact that there's dual lands that are MDFCs, like this Legion Leadership. We can play it as an instant for 1 and a hybrid Boros mana until end of turn, double target creature's power, and it gains first strike. So this can deal a huge amount of damage to our opponent if we get an attack with like an Adeline or with a Goblin Rabblemaster when we have a board full of Goblin tokens. This can do an incredible amount of damage. If we couple it with a Boros Charm to like give the creature double strike, this could just go crazy. Or it can just be a tapped Boros land, you know, which is awesome. Having a dual land that can double as a spell is just unprecedented, and it's amazing. And we've got a couple of other MDFCs. We've got a Razorgrass Ambush, which can just be 3 damage to a target attacking or blocking creature for 2 mana, not bad. A Sundering Eruption is like a it destroys a land and lets them search up it's like a Ghost Quarter activation, but it's on the backside of a land that you can pay 3 life to have it enter untapped. All of these single color MDFCs can enter untapped if you pay 3 life, which, is a cost, but it won't be as much of a cost to us as it will be to a lot of other decks, because we do have so much life gain with all of our sisters and helixes that if we need to, we can pay 3 life to play one of these MDFCs untapped. And a Witch Enchanter I'm trying out as well, which is just a white land that comes into play tapped, but can come into play untapped if you pay 3 life. And for 4 mana, it's just a 2/2 creature that destroys an artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. So it's like, it's no Beseju, but it is a piece of main boardable enchantment and artifact hate that we can play. Rounding out the deck, we've got a couple of Bone Crusher Giants. This is a little bit of a hedge against the One Ring. It allows us to use Stomp to like hit ourselves so that we can get an attack with the One Ring and circumvent the protection aspect of it. It's not ideal, but I don't really want to main board like Pithing Needles and stuff since I'm not an Urza Saga deck. So this is the closest I'm going to come to main board One Ring hate. Stomp is also just a good card that can kill 2 toughness creatures in non-One Ring decks, and Bone Crusher Giant is just a 4/3 for 3. And I'm playing 2 Path to Exiles because I'm scared. I'm scared of all the creatures that are going to be circulating. I'm scared of Nadu. I'm scared of all the crazy Eldrazi that we might see. So I want to play a couple of Path to Exile, just 1 mana instant speed, exile that creature, get rid of it. They get a basic land, it's a cost. I'm scared of all the crazy MH3 creatures, in particular Nadu and the Eldrazi. So there's a total of 21 lands plus the 4 MDFCs, results in 25 lands. Tech that we have in the non-MDFC mana base includes a Castle Ardenvale and a Castle Embreth. Ardenvale can make us tokens to trigger our sisters. Embreth can bump our team for a pretty cheap price. It's a typical kind of high-risk, high-reward mana base that I tend to play with shock lands and check lands. Sorry, my mic's a little droopy. Other tech includes a Sokenzan, a couple of Sunbaked Canyons, and 1 Elegant Parlor as just a Scryland to help us, because we don't really have much in the way of like card selection or card draw, so this can help us, if we fetch it, we want to fetch it mostly, it'll help us get to cards that we need. The sideboard includes 2 Rest in Peace and 1 Grafdigger's Cage for a Graveyard Hate. Where's my cage? There should be a Grafdigger's Cage here. That's kind of a big omission, actually, because Grafdigger's Cage is actually really good against like Yawgmoth, and it's really good against Nadu as well. So it looks like we're only packing 2 Rest in Peace for a Graveyard, which is unfortunate. What does Containment Construct do? When you discard a card, you may exile that card. Yeah, that's just useless. Okay, unfortunately, we don't have our cage, so we're just working with 2 Rest in Peace as Graveyard 8. We got a couple of High Noons. There's a Red Storm deck that's going to be very popular. That this is going to be good against. I think it's possibly good against other decks as well. There's just lots of decks that want a multi-spell. High Noon's a very cheap way to shut that down. A third Path to Exile can come in against Domain and against Nadu. A couple of Blood Moons are good against, like the Money Pile decks. Also, probably the best thing that we have to play against Control. We're really a dog to Control decks. We're really hoping to avoid counter spells as much as possible because we got nothing against that. But Blood Moon might give us some outside shot of having a game against those strategies. And we got a Pithing Needle and a Disruptor Flute, which is another piece from Modern Horizons 3. Which just is like a Pithing Needle. It costs 1 more, but it has Flash. And you also makes the spell that you name cost 3 more to cast. So it's really good against the One Ring. It makes the One Ring cost 7. So like it's not even realistic for them to get their protection off it, and it acts as a Pithing Needle. So good tech against the One Ring. Good against other things too, like Pithing Needle. And we've got a couple of Vexing Baubles, just a 1 mana artifact. When a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. So this is hate against all of the pitch elementals, which are still wildly abundant in Modern, and I expect will be, as long as they're legal. Also, for one, we can tap this and sack it to draw a card. And a couple of wear tears we have against artifacts and enchantments. Also against Urza's Saga, it's just 1 mana. Destroy Urza's Saga, instant speed, which is great. So, that is what we're working with today. Too bad we don't have our Grafdigger's Cage. I really wanted to try that out, but I might have to try a new deck builder. Deck stats is getting a little janky these days. Anyway, can a fair Boros midrange deck like this really compete in a crazy Modern Horizons 3 modern metagame? I don't know. You know, I'm just kind of dipping my toes in the water here, feeling the format out a little bit. As a brewer, you know, you're always looking for, like, what are the vulnerabilities in the popular decks? And, you know, I've been keeping up with content a bit, but I still think there's a lot of, like, solidification that needs to happen. And for tonight, and for my first run through in Modern Horizons 3, I wanted to keep it to familiar territory, at least for my own 75. So let's jump into a Modern League. And if you like off-meta, off-kilter MTG content, you want to support me, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment down below. Okay, for our first match, we'll be on the draw against Neil. We've got some Burn and a Warleader's Call. It's a decent hand. We've got a Heliod Ballista combo, so we'll keep. Tamiyo, okay. Well, Izzet is a color combination we really don't want to see, because that means they're playing counter spells. In particular, the spell like Invert Polarity or whatever. That spell is horrible for us. Alright, we'll shock and play our Guide, our Soul Brother. Alright, Tamiyo, what do you draw? Your third card, flip it. Yeah, this card's really good. I need to try to kill it. It's probably my Lightning Helix is gonna get countered though. DRC. Unholy Heat on my Guide. Alright, well they're tapping out. At least I have the chance to kill Tamiyo. There's Phage. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I think we just kill Tamiyo here before it flips. This is a good high noon matchup, I think, because they do need a certain card velocity to flip Tamiyo, and they really want to do that. So they surveil to the top with their preordain. They've already activated their DRC. The Wandering Emperor. Alright, let's go for a Phage. Kill the DRC. They crack a clue. If this were just a 1 mana 0/3, whenever it attacks, investigate, that would already be, like, playable. Maybe not playable in Modern, but it'd be pretty good. expressive iteration. Finds their steam vents, which they shock. And they have a Murktide Regent. Okay, that's obviously bad news. So, I don't have a Path to Exile, which sucks. I think what I'll do is I'll upkeep stop. The Wandering Emperor is just going to get countered. But, I mean, we don't have any other really good plays. The longer we go, the more draw steps they'll have to draw a counterspell. Also, they could just Unholy Heat this, so I think I just let this go, actually. Thumb attack. Just hope they don't have it, but they do. Ragavan. Dashed. Alright, let's get the Wandering Emperor countered. Yep. They got a mountain off us. Bone Crusher Giants. Doesn't really do much. Another Ragavan attack coming. I could just play a 2/2 Ballista, but then they can just Unholy Heat. Or I could just try to Stomp. We're losing this game. I think I'll just play a 2/2 Ballista. We do have the Heliod, so there's some universe where if they have Stone Cold nothing, we could combo win. Bolt. Oh, I didn't even ping them. It really makes little difference. Oh, they didn't dash their Ragavan. Preordain. Hey, it's Path to Exile. Okay, let's Path Murktide. We'll do it right now. Does give them a land for their next turn, but it means they have one less card in their hand with which to counter. I think I'll just hold up Stomp for the monkey. They would have countered that if they had a counter, right? Ledger Shredder. Alright. Alright, let's try Stomping the Monkey. It works. Wow, they don't have any counters. That's crazy. Wait, could I have escaped Phlage last turn? Well, it's a good thing I didn't. Because I needed to do what I did. But I'm gonna do it now. One, two, three, four, five. Escape our Titan. Subtlety. Guess we'll bottom it. So that's just on the battlefield. Or did they did evoke it. Okay. Probably should have topped it, actually. Expressive Iteration. We go down to 2. I don't know. Looking grim. I guess we'll try for a Rabs. Unholy Heat. I should have left Phage on top. Then I could have killed the Ledger Shredder and I'd be at 6. Or 5. Another Ragavan. Okay. That's game. So we want Path to Exile. We want Rest in Peace. Blood Moon. I don't think so. Against them, we do want High Noon. What's not good? Well, if we're bringing in Rest in Peace, Phlage becomes not good. Unfortunately, so I guess we cut that. I guess the white Orchid Phantoms aren't the best. They're good blockers. I'll keep one in. They're not good blockers against DRC. They're only good against Ragavan, which our Ariak champions already are better at. I'll cut a Chandra. It's a one-lander. Why? Why does it have to be a one-lander? I have to mulligan. It's a good one-lander-ish. Like, if I draw a land in the first couple of turns, I really want to draw a land on my first draw step. That's a mulligan. Sadly. Alright. Well, we're seeing the risk part of our high risk, high reward mana base here. We got to keep this. Bottom either Rabs or Heliod. I think I'll bottom Rabs. So we're starting on double tap land, which sucks. Tamiyo. Alright, we'll play our Soul Bro. Another tap land. Unholy Heat. We don't get our land drop. Well, we gotta kill Tamiyo. I guess I'll stomp it, because it's worse to have that get... Oh no! It has 3 toughness. Oh no. Oh no. I had to Lightning Helix it. Mystified by these new cards. No, that was just straight up a punt. But our opponent's really going off here. Man, that first draw would have been so good if it had 2 lands instead of 1. Now they get to flip their Tamiyo. This is so bad. It +2s to make all of your opponent's creatures -1, -0. It's so good. We miss our land drop again. So it can -3 to regrowth. They don't have any really good targets, I guess. They have a... They have a preordain. So I take it back. They do have Tamiyo, which just slots right into the Murktide deck, really. Yes, always, please. Boy, a high noon should have been sure would have been good. Had to exile. We still don't draw land. I guess I just killed DRC. What's her ultimate? -7 draw cards equals the number of cards in your library rounded up. Half, you get an emblem with, so it just wins the game. I don't know. I can't attack it because I do 0 damage. I can kill the DRC. Or I can, like, try to keep it from ultimating, but it's still gonna +2. I don't know. This is not going well. No point in attacking. Preordain. Well, our Aryok champ might be holding off monkeys, which is good. Dress down. Gonna get rid of my pro red so they can unholy heat. Gonna extract Aryok champion. Okay. And we don't draw land, so at this point. So, what a huge punt that was, not Lightning Helixing the Tamiyo. In our defense, we did get totally mana screwed, so it's likely we would have lost anyway. Of course, them having the Tamiyo online did let them kind of snowball, but we really didn't have much going on. So that was just really unfortunate all around. All right, match 2 against Jating. We'll be on the draw, again staring down a 1-lander. It is a fetch land, which we can use to get a survey land, however. So I think I will keep. There's 25 lands in the deck, man. Okay, there's a bro. Flagstones? Oh no, that's a bad sign. Okay, I think we'll play Arid Mesa so that we don't get... What's it called? LD'd. Alright, so they're playing Energy. Let's get our Surveil land. White Orchid Phantom. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Blow up their Ether Hub. I mean, it's kind of already done its thing, unless they need multiple colors. They float a colorless mana. Play Felia. Okay, there's the Raptor. See what they get off it. Another Felia. They have the energy to activate. Okay, so now they get to activate the Raptor again. That's pretty sweet. And they have 4 energy, so they can do it again. And we miss our freaking land drop. Man. So they've got a 5/5 flyer. The Felia is going to bounce the Raptor again. I think we're just going to have to Lightning Helix the Raptor, most likely. Unstable Amulet. You get 2 energy. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Tap it, pay 2. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it with till you exile another card. You may play it until you exile another card with Unstable Amulet. So does it go away after you play it? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Alright, let's kill the Raptor. Alright, so they're Boros Energy Aggro deck, which is cool. We're gonna lose to it, but it is very cool. We're already dead on board if we don't draw anything, and we don't draw land, we don't draw removal. Great. Okay. So here's where Vexing Bauble should be good. Also, a third Path to Exile. Do I want Wear Tears? Probably do want Wear Tears. I don't think the Phantoms are good. I like the Ariok champs because they're red. Cut one Soulboro. One Heliod. One Warleader's Call. Okay, we have lands. That's a switch. Can we keep this? Yeah, we're on the play. We don't have anything that can kill a Soulbro or a dog at instant speed, but Phlage can kill something. Sundering Eruption. We can bin that, I think. Alright. Let's just play our Vexing Bauble. Oh, it's actually... It doesn't actually stop the bouncing effects because they're not casting the card. This only shuts down it only shuts down the pitch elementals. So we'll see if it's useful at all. Probably not. It can just be cycled. So here we will Phage. Kill the bro. Harsh Mentor. Activates an ability. That's obviously like anti Nadu tech. Does that trigger each time one of my Rabblmasters or Adeline triggers? Hmm. I guess we'll find out. No. It does stop the raptor. It stops the raptor's cascade. They chose not to destroy one of my lands. Galvanic discharge, okay. Sure. Now, I can escape Phlage. And I think I will do that. Alright, check this out. We're gonna take some damage to do this. But we can escape Phlage now. Exile 5 cards. Kill the brew. Gain 3. Amulet. This thing is very good too. It just lets you like search for your land drops if nothing else. Alright, they get in for 2. Sure. It was Sunbaked Canyon. So let's go with Heliod. Let's attack. Kill the Mentor. Get a counter. Alright, let's get lifelink. Gain 7 life. Get another counter. Alright, that's how you snowball a Titan. Repeated Lightning Helix, I love it. Bust, destroy all lands. Okay. I mean, we still have a Phlage. They're just going face. They know they can't block anyway. So we're gonna hit them for 11 here. We did draw land. Give Phlage a counter. They have an Ajani. Okay. That actually doesn't keep them alive. And they scoop. Yes, Phlage, getting it done. Okay. So Blood Moon actually seems kind of viable here. I'll cut a Rabblemaster. Cut a couple of Rabblemasters. I like Adeline better as a token creator here. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go to less than to just 4 token creators. Cut Boros Charm. Cool. We've got oodles of removal, so that's good. I'm gonna play our Misa. Oh, they kept a 1-lander and it's just an ether hub. That's bad for them. Rabs? Sure, we'll keep Rabs. Alright, let's fetch a Plains. Can I draw Blood Moon? No. Alright, let's just go with Rabs here. I do have the kill spell for it. But I get a token. Do I want to sandbag any lands? I don't think so. I think if they boom bust here, they're in trouble. Particularly since I have this... Okay. More removal. They have the Felia. Alright, let's bolt it. Play Warleader's Call. Could have done that first, but maybe they wouldn't have tried to block with Felia if I did. Unlicensed Hearse. Vexing Bauble. Got Triple Path, which I don't really like because they're a boom bust deck. There's the Soul Bro. Aryak Champ. Alright, let's attack. Play the champ. Ping you. Hers doing its thing. Another soul bro. Alright, at this point I'm going to start holding lands. I don't know, I could have played Clifftop Retreat there and activated my castle. That probably would have been better. I'll do that next turn. Gonna crew. Alright, we'll kill the hearse. Which does give them a land, unfortunately. They have Phlage. Okay. Always yield, always yes. They kill my token. I could have pathed that, but I did not. They do not decide to spend energy. Alright, let's play Heliod. Attack. Let's gain lifelink. Let's get a counter. Boom. Gonna blow up our castle. Static prison. Steals my Ariok champion. Another Vexing Bauble. Alright, let's crack a bauble. Blood Moon. There we go. They do have one plains. These Path to Exiles are going to let them fetch more basic lands. If they have more than one, which I'm assuming they do. Alright, we're taking a bunch of damage. Witch Enchanter. Can get rid of the static prison. I don't know, we're kind of just dying. I do want to get my Ariok champion back, though. So let's do this now. Play a 3/3. Get rid of the static prison. Turn on Heliod. So now if I attack, they can flip a Johnny. Which I really don't want to do. Alright, so they deactivate Heliod with a removal spell. They blow up one of my planes. Blow up both of my planes. As well as 2 of their own lands. And now I don't have access to white mana. I'm not going to flip the Johnny. So I can't deal with their flyers and I just die. Okay. So MH3 Sisters, maybe a little better than my build of Sisters. I mean, their deck is like an energy deck, which is really cool. So yeah, learning experience here. Staver Tried is our round 3 opponent. Will be on the draw. Mirko Vosk Mind Drinker. Hey, we have lands, and we've got a Path of Boros Charm, some calls. It's keepable, I guess. Thoughtseize. Takes my land, which is the thing you can do. Alright, I'll just play my Vista. Oh yeah, that one is like a 4-mana destroy target creature or planeswalker. More lands is good. Fable. loathsome card in every format of MTG. That's actually a huge problem for us. Okay, our Razor Grass Ambush come in very handy here. Except that they're still going to get their treasure token. They discarded Thoughtseize and a land. Let's get a Plains. Kill the Shaman. They do get a treasure. The One Ring. Yeah, this is the card that I hate probably the most in Modern. It's just like, this was an interesting kind of fair mid-rangey match, and now it's just because they drew the One Ring. So let's play a Rabblemaster. Because they drew the One Ring, it's just not anymore. Another Fable. Bone Crusher Giants. I guess we'll just path this thing now, because you can never ever allow that to exist for any period of time. I should have done that on their upkeep, actually. That was really dumb. It gave them another mana. It's looking real bad, though. They're so far ahead. They've got 5 lands on the battlefield to our 3. They've got a One Ring that's about to draw them 3 cards. They've got a second Fable that's going to flip. So I don't like our odds here. Stomp the Shaman. Fable number 3. Beseech the Mirror for Shieldred. Alright. About ready to scoop here. Let's see what our draw is next turn. So this deck is playing 0 new cards, it looks like. Except for some MDFCs. We don't have an answer for Shieldred. I'm okay with scooping here, because we have nothing. They've got another Fable that's gonna flip. I can play this 2/2. They're gonna draw 4 more cards and gain a bunch of life off it. That's fine. Good enough for me. So, cast into the fire. Disruptor Flute, Pithing Needle. Vexing Bauble can stop the Beseech. Wear Tear for the Fables. See, I would bring in Grafdigger's Cage too if I didn't have this containment construct instead. What's bad? Just shave an assortment of our other cards. Or the Phantom could be good because they're probably running like Cabal coffers. Yeah, I think those are actually good. Just leaving the Ariok champions for our sister effects. I'll cut one white orchid. Hand's fine. See how many times we get thought seized. I think I'll start with the Vexing Bauble so they don't like grief scam us. They take Adeline. Alright, I do need to draw some lands. There are 25 in my list. Another Thoughtseize. Alright. Let's bolt this land into play. Get our Phlage going. More Thoughtseize. How do they have 4 cards in their hand? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Just a weird thing about being on the play versus draw, I guess, and the Thoughtseizes. Which enchanter? I guess I'm going to need it to escape Phlage. As much as I would like to keep it to get rid of a Fable, I don't have enough mana to do that right now, so... The One Ring. Beseech. To find Shieldred. So they drew Shieldred, I must assume. Which we don't have an answer for. It could be the One Ring also that they beseeched for. Shieldred. Okay. This actually isn't the end of the world. We can deal with that. So let's put this Vexing Bauble into our graveyard. Draw a card. I could have done that with Shieldred on the stack, I guess. We just draw Path to Exile. Well, I was going to Bolt and then Phlage the Shieldred, but I could just Path it now. Hold on to my Bolt, I guess. That sounds like a good plan. Sure, let's Path Shieldred. Escape Phlage. They scoop. All right. Phlage. But both of our wins have been due to Phlage so far. I think I do want Boros Charm. Burning their face is going to be a way to win these games. No, maybe they aren't a Cabal Coffers deck. We haven't seen any of the, like, exploration maps or anything. That's a one-lander. And not a good one. We'll keep that. And bottom one of these lands, probably the castle. No turn one Thoughtseize. What a switch. So I could Disruptor Flute on Fable of the Mirror Breaker. That wouldn't be bad. Of course, the One Ring is also a very good target, but keeping them off Fable for a bunch of turns would be great. You can't do this in response to them casting Fable, right? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I'll just go Fable. Bowmasters. Blood Moon. It's not the end of the world. Means we can't play our Aryok champion. We have 2 more planes in our deck, so let's go for Rabs. Looks like they're trying to revolt Fatal Push. The One Ring. Vexing Bauble. Unfortunately, I can't stomp and play a second Bowmaster Rabs. I can get into decent attack, though. Sure, let's stomp the Bowmaster. Attack for 6. Vexing Bauble. A mountain. Draw 2. Shieldred. Just another One Ring. The 1 of 4 ring. I hate this card so much. This card, if there's a card that's going to make me stop playing Modern, it would be this card. It's just like, the MH3 cards seem really, really fun and interesting, and then there's the One Ring. Mountain. Well, I guess we're going for more Rabs. That's a lot of damage. Oh, they had the One Ring. Never mind. Silly me thinking, oh, my goblins have to attack. Silly me thinking I might be able to deal damage. I am shutting down any Beseech. They have 8 cards in hand. The One Ring number 3. Fatal Push, because they revolted their One Ring with One Ring. Second Fatal Push. I'm gonna keep my Vexing Bauble up. Just a land. Alright. Let's play our Bone Crusher Giants. Play a land. Well, maybe I should have named the One Ring with this, but it seems like Fable's a good name against a deck like theirs. They scoop. All right. They somehow didn't draw Shieldred. I mean, we'll take it. They got really unlucky, but we'll take it. Okay, round 4 will be on the draw against Mirror D. And we'll keep. Elegant Parlor. Valakut Awakening. Alright, let's play a Sunbathed Canyon. Wren's Resolve. So is this Storm? Yes, it is Storm. Which means I want to hold up a Lightning Bolt. We draw Warleader's Call. Alright, so I'm going to need to bolt a Ral. So I guess I'm playing this tap land and passing. Go ahead and bolt the Ral. So they get a ritual. Wren's Resolve for another ritual and a fetch land. They strike it rich. Storm count is 5. Alright, am I going to bolt myself to get the Rabs going? I'll go to 15. I do have a Lightning Helix to gain back some life. I think my only chance of winning is to try to damage them as quickly as possible. Oh, they have to attack. Another Wren's Resolve. So they have Reckless Impulse Ritual 2 lands in exile. Ritual. Glimpse the Impossible. What does that card do? At the beginning of the next end step, if any of those cards remain exiled, put them in your graveyard. Okay, so they made a bunch of Eldrazi spawn. Boy. They have 2 cards in hand, a Reckless Impulse, and a fetch. And a land. I could play another Rabs here. Is it possible I should just kill the tokens? No, I don't think mana is going to be an issue for them. So I think I'm just going to try to go for it. Just try to get them dead. Alright, they take it. Ruby Medallion. Ritual. Shocking. Past in Flames. So, do we die here? That's the question. If not, we win. We probably do, though. Would be my guess. More rituals. They have all these Wren's Resolves and stuff to draw cards, so it's like almost no chance we survive. What's up, Kyle Thomas? You made your commander deck? What is your commander deck? White and green. Which commander? Well, they still need like a grape shot. They have Wish. Renata Call of the Wild. Strike it rich. And all of these cheap flip walkers are so ridiculously good. So we die here. Renata called to the hunts. 8 cards enter the exile zone. Still not seeing the grape shot. There's the grape shot. Okay. So we took a gamble and we lost, although I'm not sure that bolting the brawl I think would have won the game for us. So we gambled, we lost. So this is where we want high noon. And do we want anything else? I really don't think so. We don't need the Wandering Emperor. Rest in Peace is great also. All of our expensive stuff can come out because we'll never get to 4 mana. The game will be over by then. We can cut the orchids. They're not going to be helpful. Do I just mulligan for High Noon or Rest in Peace? I have 2 removal spells for a Ral. Actually, I think he has 3 toughness. I'm going to mulligan once. This also doesn't have any way of interacting with their plan, really, but I guess I'll keep it. Bottom Warleader's Call. Play a Mesa. Alright, let's surveil. Give me something good, please. Plains is not what we're looking for. Probably should have boarded out Phlage if I'm... But, I mean, there's just not enough good cards in my sideboard to board in. So I guess Phlage is just 3 mana, sorcery speed, Lightning Helix, basically. You draw Lightning Helix. It's not bad. Reckless Impulse. Strike it rich plus Ritual. High Noon? No. Well, we're just keeping up our removal spells. Ritual. Ral. Kill the Raw. They cast Metamorphose in response. Sure. Do I need to path it in response? Probably. I guess. That sucks, man. Man, he's so good. He's so ridiculously good. Ugh. Going aggro? I mean, it's hard to go more aggro than the Storm deck, which can combo off on turn 2. I'm just, like, trying to survive is what I'm trying to do. I should have mulliganed really aggressively. They have another Rawl. They lost the flip. They won the flip, so they get to flip Rawl. They get to draw 8 cards. They actually have Phlage also. Yeah, this deck is pretty nuts. But, you know, it's just Storm, so it can be hated out. I could have mulled aggressively for Path, you know, Rest in Peace or High Noon. It's probably better than Izzet Gift Storm, just because this card is... Of course, that deck could play this card too. You may cast instant without paying their mana costs? Jeez. Oh. They didn't have it? Of course, I have nothing, really. They can escape their Phlage. Well, I guess I'm going to cast my Phlage and ping Ral so he can't ultimate right away. Okay, this card is nuts. Actually, I kind of feel the same way about Tamiyo and Johnny, but I think Ral is the worst of the 3. Wish. Past in Flames. Ritual. So I think there's basically no way I survive this turn. The fact that he can, like, if you cast a removal spell on him, they can respond by playing an instance, and there's a chance that the Rob will just flip right on the spot and just fizzle your removal spell. That's so crazy. It's like, it's so much better than Baral or Goblin Electromancer. So this is just garbage time here. They have a Past in Flames active. They still have a Reckless Impulse. Oh, but that's an enchantment, isn't it? Strike it rich. Yeah, they just need to cast, like... Well, we're at 20, so let's see if they have Empty the Warrens or... What's it called? Grape Shot. Wish. Another Wish. Okay, the Grape Shot is for 16. $15. Reckless Impulse. Oh, another Past in Flames. So they just Grape Shot again. Yeah, they can just Grape Shot us again and we're dead. Okay. So that's the Storm deck. Yeah, it's very popular, and you can see why. Ral is cracked. Final matches against Gander underscore 1121 will be on the draw. Like, one of the things that made Golos such a kind of busted commander was that it's super easy to cast. It only costs 5 mana of any kind, but it has all of the symbols, all the Wooburg symbols on it. So it meant that you could play any color of cards in your deck. This is a mulligan, as it's a one-lander. Opponent also mulligans. Okay, this actually has 2 lands, because that's an MDFC. So I guess I'm keeping this and bottoming probably Chandra. Sacred Foundry tapped. So this could be another energy matchup. I think I'm gonna shock a Sacred Foundry and play my Soul Bro. Oh, it's Storm again. Alright, we'll just play our Canyon Pass. Arena of Glory. Exerted, add 2 to give a creature haste, okay? Yeah, sure. Oh, I love Scryfall. I use Scryfall every week. Ritual. Glimpse the Impossible. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play those cards each turn. At the beginning of the end step, if any of those cards remain exiled, then create a Darzi spawn. That card's real good. Wish, Strike It Rich, Wooded Foothills. Strike It Rich. Wish. You may play a card you own from outside the game this turn. I was thinking about adding Dranith Magistrate to my sideboard, and I think it actually would be good in MH3. Past in Flames. They have no cards in hand, but they can glimpse the impossible again. Okay. Garruk, the Primal Hunter. Oh, are you talking about that 4-mana Planeswalker? Yeah, I like Garruk. He can, like, he makes a 3/3 beast token, or he, what else can he do? He can give, like, one of your dudes +3/+3 and trample, and then his ultimate does something. Yeah, I like Garruk. Actually, I've put him in several Gruul mid-range decks. $5? Yeah. That's a good, honest, solid, fun, fair card. Reckless Impulse. So we're just getting turn 2'd here. Yep. Wizards. You sure about this? You printed the medallions and route? Really? Okay. Well, high noon. Rest in peace. Path to Exile, I guess. There's really nothing else. Vexing Bauble. They spend mana to play all their stuff. I think they play those amulets also, so I might want Wear Tear. All this stuff is just way too slow. So we've learned our lesson after our first match. Is everyone using Storm? Apparently. Well, 2 out of 5 of our opponents are. Alright, we have a resting... We have no lands, so we have to mulligan. We're mulling for High Noon or Rest in Peace. No High Noon, no Rest in Peace. Mulligan. There's a High Noon. We'll bottom Path. Phlage. Path. Well, we have High Noon, which is great. We are still on a mult of 4, which is terrible. But we aren't going to get turn 2'd. They left theirs on top. We will also do some surveilling. Castle Ardenvale. I guess we'll leave that on top. We do need to be able to cast spells. High Noon. There's the Ral. He's a 1/3, so I can't stomp him. There's a Bolt. Bolt him. Rend Resolve. So they can pass In Flames or Desperate Ritual next turn. Pad the Exile's not bad. Let's just get out our Bone Crusher Giant. This Storm deck, this is match 2 of 5 that we've encountered it. I think it's going to warrant more than a 2 of inclusion of the hate, and they have the answer. So now I'd like to draw Wear Tear. Or another High Noon. They have another Static Prison in Exile. Phlage. Yeah, I guess I'm Phlaging. The problem with, like, since I only have one removal spell, it's not even a sure thing that you can remove Ral, as we discussed, because they just, like, they cast an instant in response, and if they flip the Ral, it just fizzles your removal spell. So I think it's better to just try to kill them. I don't like our chances, though. Valakut Awakening, Manamorphose, Another Glimpse the Impossible. So they're going to get 2 Eldrazi Scions. Wow, that card's really good, man. It just gives you free mana. Alright, they're going to chump. They're down to their last energy. So if we can survive this turn, we do get our High Noon back. Ritual. Ritual. Rin's Resolve. Ritual plus land. Passing Flames. Ritual. But they don't have a Wish. I think they have more Rin's Resolves in their graveyard. But those are sorceries, okay. Manamorphose, Medallion. Boy, this is annoying to sit through, too. This is gonna be silly. This is gonna get old, playing against Storm all the time. They got all the mana in the world. Passing Flames Medallion. They're kind of whiffing though on the cards, which is good. Glimpse the Impossible. There's Ral. Alright, we need to get lucky. Okay. I hope they don't have anything instant that can flip it. Ooh. I might have screwed up. Okay, good. Yeah. Sure. Have a medallion. There's the Wish. Yep, that's game. Oh man, what an annoying deck. Okay. So that was my first foray into Modern Horizons 3 modern format with my, old school, very fair mid-range Boros value deck. And we went 1-4. We got a couple wins outside of the match win that we got against Black Ring Shieldred. But we got kind of, destroyed by Modern Horizons 3. Takeaways from this: I thought the Boros energy deck that our opponent played in match 2 was awesome. I want to build something like that. Super aggro, gains a lot of life, super value-y, really cheap cards. Just seems like a great modern aggro deck. So that deck I thought was cool. The Storm deck is really, really annoying, and it's going to require significant graveyard hate to fight against. Like High Noon is an excellent card against it, but I don't think 2 is enough. I think you need like 3 or 4 at least. You need to dedicate a good chunk of your sideboard to dealing with that deck. I think overall, like the flip walkers, all of them are just crazy. Ral, I would have to say, is the strongest because it does have the potential to blank instant speed removal on the spot. Tamiyo is also insane. Ajani seems very good and very easy to flip over. Like, they're all just so cheap. And their Planeswalker abilities are so powerful that, like, I don't know. I think I'm going to be playing a lot of black decks because you're looking for Fatal Push. Fatal Push is going to be a real, real good card in Modern Horizons 3 Modern. Yeah, so I don't know. I will say that, like, I don't feel that my fun was violated quite as much by MH3 as it was by, like, MH2 when that first came out. When, like, everyone was trying to ephemerate grief on turn 1. That was the thing right when MH2 came out. And, like, when Ragavan was just running rampant before Orchid Bowmasters was printed, which I hate that card too. But before people were really ready for it and realized that you needed to load your deck with removal that can kill Ragavan early. So the cards feel more fun to me than Modern Horizons 2. With the possible exception of Ral. Yeah, so takeaway, the Storm deck is real. Pack the graveyard hate for it. Mulligan for it. High Noon, great card against it. Similar effects to that. Should be good to shut that deck down. And what else? Yeah, the Storm deck's ridiculous. Be ready for it. The Flipwalkers are ridiculous. All of them, all that we saw. So you got to kill those, like, immediately. So good idea to start packing cheap interaction. Fatal Push, probably the best. But, Lightning Bolt is also very good. Thoughtseize. Path to Exile, I think even in this league we showed that it's... I mean, it has its uses. It's really best against, like, a Murktide Regent deck, or like a Reanimator deck that's reanimating an Archon of Cruelty or an Atraxa. It's really best against stuff like that in the sideboard. As main board removal, you want stuff that doesn't give them lands. So the heyday of Path to Exile has come and gone, and MH3 hasn't changed that. But, this is a learning experience for me. I just wanted to sort of get my toes wet, feel things out, get a feeling for what a Modern Horizons 3 league looks like. And it's fast, it's furious, it's brutal, it's loaded with flipwalkers. So next brew I make, I will certainly be ready for those. And it will probably feature 4 Fatal Push in the main board, which I highly advise. But I did have fun, and that's the important thing. So I hope you did too. If you did, and you like off-meta, off-kilter MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Hope to see you in the next league. Watchers, have a good night.